song of the day. So, of course, musical style, that's your interpretation of what the style is. And there's no right or wrong answer. I want to actually see. Now, some of them are going to be obvious. Some of them are going to be maybe a little bit debatable. Intro, what happens at the intro of the recording of the song? Sometimes there's sound effects that start a song. Sometimes there's a vocal start. Sometimes it's drums. Sometimes it's a little guitar ditty, right? So, and then the form of the song. Now, we haven't really gotten into this, so you can leave that blank, no problem. Or you can start writing verse, chorus, if you can recognize that, right? And then hooks, we haven't gotten into that, so this is for future. And then what happens in the outro? How does the song end? How does this one particular hit song end? Do you like it? You like it? What else, if anything, did this song include that stood out? What stood out to you to make you either like it or hate it? Hello? And then, was it effectively, what was effectively executed? What makes a song effective? What makes it a hit song? And then, of course, what didn't work in the song? If anything. If something didn't work for you, like, for instance, there's a song, okay, first and foremost, I hate her, but I have to say this on the front end. This woman, she's a singer named Nelly Furtado, and I hate her. I just hate her personally. And I know I'm trying to put aside my personal feelings because a lot of times they provide good examples, okay? There's a song that makes me want to claw my own eyes out by her. It's about birds. And she uses bird sounds. Now, there's nothing that enrages me more than hearing bird sounds in a song. I'm going to be very, very upfront about that. If I hear cricket sounds or I hear bird sounds, and even sometimes sirens, like police sirens, I think I'm being chased, and I think they found me, right? So, like, I really, really hate those kinds of sound effects. So for me, if I were listening to something and it had crickets, I would be, what did not work for me personally? It would be crickets. I hate the crickets. Oh my gosh, it makes it unlistenable for me. Maybe there are certain, I can't listen to REM. Do you guys know REM? I love their songs. I think their songwriting is good, but Michael Stipe's voice makes me, again, want to claw my eyes out, and so I cannot, when it comes on the radio, I have to immediately change the channel. I don't care what song it is. His voice makes me want to cry. So, you know, we have these weird, like, effects that we personally feel about some songs. Some songs have that. What doesn't work? Maybe I should listen to it and say, why does Michael Stipe's voice make me want to scream? Why? I'm not quite sure why. However, hello. And for you. However, it's through this analysis that then you can make your own songs better. I swear to you, I will never use a bird sound effect in any of my songs. I had one client in Nashville who wanted to use bird sounds, and it was authentic. He was very, very eccentric, okay? He came in, he was one of my students at Belmont, and he had just graduated, and he came in and all he wanted to do a demo. And I was like, fine. He was very, very eccentric, okay? So it started raining. He's like, oh my God, we have to record the rain. And we're like, seriously? He's like, yes, it's the perfect intro. We have to record the rain. So we literally recorded the rain, and there were all these birds chirping. He's like, oh my God, that's perfect. And inside, I'm like, I'm boiling over because I know what's to come. That means that I'm going to have to mix this and hear the bird sounds and hear the rain. But it was nice, and it was authentic at least. You know, at least it's not like adding it here, tweak. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I have had to record once using that. So you have to suck it up sometimes. Here is today's song of the day. Hopefully it will wake you up a little bit. It's sort of dual purpose. thinking? We'll discuss.
Oh.
So, what's the song called? Respect. Yeah. And who's the singer?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin, the great Aretha. Did she write it? Does anyone know?
I don't think she did.
No.
She did.
Does anyone know who did?
Yes.
Bless you.
No.
Smoke? No, it wasn't Smoke. What's up? Mary Gordy. Somebody.
This was written, there's an interesting history about this one. This was written by Otis Redding, so you can write that in. You guys know who
Well,
Otis
he
Redding
did.
is?
I know he did it before her, so
He did.
yeah. But I didn't know he wrote it.
He wrote it actually. Otis, O-T-I-S, and then Redding, R-E-D-D-I-N-G.
I like his version too.
Do you? I have not heard it.
It's great. I have a CD.
That's interesting. You'll have to bring it in, we can compare. Otis Redding, he wrote this in 1965, and it was written from a male perspective. Okay, if you can think, from a male perspective, he's going out. What's the song about? I mean, right, respect, right? But what's the song saying in the lyrics? Anyone know? The story in the song.
Is she doing stuff all day, and then when she gets home, like he doesn't respect her? He doesn't
Right.
show any gratitude for what she has.
She's saying she's going out and making money for the family. And all she wants when she gets home is respect. Now this is from a male perspective. So he's saying, I'm going out and working, and all I want when I come home is a little respect. Because I'm bringing all this money home, and so just don't disrespect me because I'm out working hard, right? So this was male perspective. Yet it was revamped in order to fit her, okay? And she made it the big hit that it is even today, okay? This is still, and it became, when she made the hit, it was in 1967. So that's 2 years after he wrote it. They revamped it for a female. She made it a hit. This was right during a very, very strong feminist movement, and this became a feminist anthem. Right? She's saying, I'm going out and working, and for the first time in generations, women were also bringing in income on a regular basis. So this became a massive feminist movement. This song became part of that in 1967. But it was written for a male by Otis Redding in 65. So it has a very interesting little history. What genre?
Motown.
What's it? Motown. What else do you think? R&B soul. Yeah, we classify it as that now for sure. Yeah, R&B or soul. And what about the intro? How did it start? Hmm? You didn't get to catch the intro. You were late for the intro. Oh, but you weren't paying attention yet? How was the intro? Yeah, and did it lay down like how the song was going to start, or was it kind of a slow build? Do you remember?
No, it was. I thought it was basically just basically how it sounds. Just
Yeah.
Very headstrong.
It's an up-tempo
Yeah.
piece, and it starts from the beginning with the musical riff that is going to last pretty much. And then, of course, form. We're going to get a little bit into that. We don't need to discuss it today. Hooks as well. And then how did it end? We discussed it. It was a little fade. She's still singing.
Yeah, it was the chorus fade.
Mhm. Yeah. She's still singing. They're like, enough, girl. We get it. Did you like the song? I know you did. Yeah. Anyone not like the song? There's a part of it that doesn't work for me, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. What was effectively executed in this song, in your opinion? Why was it a hit song? I mean, obviously at the time.
The chorus made it stand out. And I think that's why a lot of people know it, is because Aretha is just spelling it out and just laying it down for you.
and literally spelling it out.
Yeah, and TCB, taking care of business.
Is
Elvis
that what she
Elvis,
says?
well, that's Elvis's slogan, and she goes, take care of TCB. Ow.
That's the part that doesn't work for me because I never knew what it meant.
And you know, on Elvis's thing everywhere is the lightning bolt and has TCB. That's always stood for
Taking care of business.
I
See,
mean,
text talk way back in the day. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now it doesn't hurt on the inside. That was the part that makes me mad because I'm like and I've had to perform it so many times and I've seen the letters like in different ways and I'm just like, oh, I don't know this means.
You never researched it. If you would have Googled it or something, you would have found
You're right. But you know what, sweetie? There was no Google when I started singing the song. This goes way back in the day, and now I just accepted it. So, okay, so why was it a hit, you think?
I think it was the chorus.
Singer too.
Singer, yeah.
What about her singing was effective?
It was honest.
Was honest.
Sincere.
She delivered it very
Tell
well.
she meant that she was going through it whenever she recorded this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's how Aretha does all her songs though, like she'll sing them just the way she would, how she would, if it happened to her,
Sure. And I like the fact that they leave, especially back in the day when they were doing recordings, they had to leave some imperfections in there. If she wasn't right on pitch or if it was a little raspy on the spot, they kept it. It was all part of the reality. It was all part of her real aspect. Yeah. So,
Good times.
Good times, yeah. It was good times. They're not as perfectionistic back then as they are now. What didn't work in the song for you?
I didn't think of that.
You couldn't think, so it was pretty much from the riff to the chorus, like pretty much everything was effective.
To me, like the background vocals are like, too loud sometimes, too much. It's kind of like they weren't singing together. Like you already had it. It kind of seemed like a karaoke track. Like it was already there, and if she like sped up or slowed down, whatever, they'd still be going at the same speed.
Sure.
Like it just.
And they might have even laid that down and then right on the beat. But characteristic of this style of music, the lead singer always kind of plays with that beat a little bit. Sometimes they'll rush it, sometimes they'll go. So yeah, they're not going to be in sync. Nowadays, they probably make it a little bit more exact with the singer, wouldn't they?
I
Yeah.
noticed that about Aretha's, tracks, like I listen to some of her songs and she'll be playing on the beat a little bit and she'll, kind of go off and then come back in, but then that makes it, I think that makes it original. I think it's kind of cool.
Well, where does that come from in the first place? Where does that characteristic come from? What style of music?
So,
Yeah, what else? Even before soul,
Rock.
not jazz.
Rock.
jazz, yeah.
Jazz plays, right? Jazz is all about the play. So she grew up listening to a lot of jazz and a lot of probably gospel music
Oh, yeah.
in the times. So, it was all about like when the Spirit moves you, right? All of that. So she definitely came from an era where it wasn't definitely on the beat, for sure. And this style was being defined as she sang it. Any other impressions of the song that you would like to express? Anything else that stands out to you?
I like the horns.
You like the
They
horns?
made it a lot more sassier.
Yeah, yeah. Because it is kind of a sassy kind of instrument. It's bright and it's like in your face.
Yeah. When they had a little, solo for the sax, I guess.
Was
Kinda
this-
made it, maybe more snapping in.
Right, exactly. Attitude. Good, good. That's awesome. That's a good